Are you a photographer who gets a bit nervous or anxious over the thought of going up to people in the street and asking if you can take the portrait? What if they say no? Or what am I going to do? Listen to me. I'm going to give you 5 golden tips which will help you massively in your street photography game and get you a Pulitzer Prize. Let's get straight into it. First rule, make sure you're friendly and polite when you approach people. This might sound straightforward, but you need to just be aware of your resting bitch face. No one's going to want to be photographed or even approached by someone who's, "Can I take your photograph, mate?" Get rid of that scowl. Smile on your face, nice and polite. "Excuse me, please may I take a portrait of you?"
Excuse me, may I take your portrait?
It goes a long way in making people believe that you're not a dreg. Tip number 2, dress appropriately. Now, I'm not saying to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. Just be mindful of things like wearing a cap or a hood. You know, you might look a bit menacing.
It's fucking devils, that.
Someone might think you're gonna stab them. I'm not saying don't wear these things, but, you know, just keep it in your mind, you know, be friendly, dress appropriately. Don't have baked beans stains down your top, because they're just gonna think you're a scruff and you're probably gonna ask for money. Tip number 3, explain what you're doing. Going up to people in the street and asking if you can take the portrait is a quite strange thing to do. So if you just go up to someone and bluntly say, "Can I take your photo?" they might, you know, be taken aback and they might just be like, "Who's this pedo?" Do you know what I mean? "Please may I take your portrait? This is just for my Instagram," or "This is just for my portfolio, this is just for fun." Explain it to them, engage in conversation. You might have a nice conversation and strike up a friendship, and you might even end up kissing them and fall in love and get married and have kids. You never know. Tip number 4, don't be afraid of rejection. This is probably the biggest thing people are scared of, getting rejected. No. What is the worst that can happen? Seriously. They're going to say no, then you walk away and you go, "Oh." If you watch my vlogs, I keep the rejections in. I think they're interesting. Like, people want to see that stuff. It's authentic.
Excuse me, have you got a minute?
I don't, sorry.
Right. No worries.
Grow a pair of balls/fanny hair. Tip number 5, don't assume. Approach anyone you see within reason. You know, like if someone's getting carted away into an ambulance, don't be like going up to them going, "Can I take your portrait, mate?" You know, within reason. Out of the thousands of people I've asked for a portrait, about 95% of them are happy to cooperate. You'd be surprised at how nice the world is. I've grown up thinking the world's this horrible, mean, nasty place. It's not. People are nice, friendly. It's actually very likely that you're going to make someone's day by just asking if you can do this, because how often does it happen? You know, you take someone's portrait and they'll be on someone's Instagram or YouTube video. It's interesting, and people appreciate that. Well, they are my 5 golden bastarding rules. I really hope they've helped you out. If you remember these 5, you can't go wrong. Well, I'm Chris. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And check out my Instagram if you'd fancy. That's where all my photography happens. Thanks again for watching. See you later.
How's about that then?